Hello friends, I'm here with the second part of the TradingView tools tutorial. In the previous part, we talked about the top toolbar of TradingView, and we explained what each of these actually means and how we can add or remove indicators from different time frames and things like that. In this session, we want to look at the left toolbar of TradingView and see the various tools that are useful for us, which ones they are, and I'll explain how you can use them. On the left toolbar, the first tool I have is cross dot arrow. This just lets me grab the chart, move it up, down, left, right. And for scaling the chart, guys, never use this move scale to left. Well, I'm not used to it myself. Or, for example, don't leave any of these locks active. Okay, so that we can scale it. If at some point, look, I'm zooming my chart up, down, left, right now. Right, I can also zoom with the mouse scroll, pull back to zoom out, and everything scales exactly how I like. If that doesn't happen, you've probably locked something here. Go ahead and unlock it. When I right-click on my chart, I have two important options here. One is regular, and the other is logarithmic. There are two ways I can view the chart. When it's on regular, it means each of these candles I have on my chart. For example, this candle, if it has moved the price up by a certain amount, in dollars, its open was at 55. It's close. With 61, right? It shows me 55 to 61. How much is that? That's, say, a $6 price increase. If the previous candle drops $3, it will be exactly half the size of this candle. Got it? So I'm viewing my chart based on the price range each candle has covered. But when I switch to logarithmic, it especially shows itself in higher time frames. I mean, looking here now, the price is decreased by $2.50. Size-wise, look, visually check its size. This $2 with this $2. It's the same, exactly. Whether my price goes from $100 to $98 or from $5 to $3, the candle size is the same because each candle size is determined by the price it has moved up or down. That's why in some places when the price goes up a lot, or for example, when I switch to the weekly time frame, I don't really have a clear view of the past. Especially in places like, look here, where the prices had sharp growth in the market, what can I even understand from these candles now? So depending on the conditions, I can come here now and draw a trend line to see what actually happened at all. I'm forced to zoom in on this, but then when I can see this part, I can't see those highs anymore. When I switch the chart to logarithmic, look how much of a difference it made. I was right here, right? Right. Let me just draw a line so it's clear. And let me mention this too. With Alt and V, I can draw a vertical line. With Alt and H, I can draw a horizontal line. Although I'll explain it to you in the toolbar on the left. Okay, I'll come here. On logarithmic. Now let's go back once more and see where we were, where we practically couldn't see the chart at all. It was right here, wasn't it? See? Now, for me to see the price ceiling, I have to zoom out so much that I just see dots instead of candles here. But when I switch to logarithmic, based on, well, each candle, the size of each candle, it shows it to me based on the percentage the price has gone up or down. So my scale becomes a better scale. In higher time frames like the weekly, I want to go back to the distant past, especially for charts that have very high volatility, sharp growths, strange crashes, and unusual movements to analyze. I'll set my chart to logarithmic. Look, when it's logarithmic with a double click on the right, I scale my chart, and look how much more data I have now from this range. Now let's examine a $2 difference together, or let's examine a $10 difference together. I'll take the ruler to see if the price goes up $10 from 216 to 226. Look at the size of this $10. Let's do $100. Let's go to 100 so we can see better because it's Bitcoin, or 200. 216 to 416. It's about this size, right? $200. When the prices become... I should have kept it the same size. Okay, what about when the price has reached 60,000? Can we even measure $200 here? 59 to... Oh, it went to 60. I'll go up and down a little bit. Look, I'll actually increase the size. Look at the size again. If we go from 58 to 58,200, for example, look how much smaller it shows $200. Because back then, $200, the price had gone up 200% at $200. Right, it was 200 and became 400. The price had grown 100% there, so it shows it to me based on percentage on the logarithmic scale. I'll switch back to regular, because when I want to analyze on lower time frames, it's more useful to me. Let's go back to the left sidebar. So I've learned what happens here. To scale my chart so that I have the best view, I just need to move this bar up and down. I click on it, pull it up and release, pull it down and release. The bottom bar, which shows me the time, is also the same way, so that I can have the best view of my chart. Let me go to another coin that doesn't have data on it yet, meaning I haven't drawn anything before. Well, this dot and so on don't really make a difference. You just see it as a dot. See? This crosshair works just fine for me. In the next section, there's an arrow. When I click on it, the things that are useful to me are trend line, horizontal ray, horizontal line, and vertical line. I want to draw lines on my chart, support and resistance. You'll learn how to draw them, or maybe you already know. Or if you want to draw a trend line, you use this trend line tool. The name is obvious. For example, I want to draw a line to connect these bottoms. Got it? I might just want to draw a line here for myself. It draws a line on the chart for me. Let's move on to the horizontal line, which draws a horizontal line for us. The vertical line, which draws a vertical line for us. Each of these has settings, which I explained in the previous section. For example, I click on my line, like I click on this vertical line, I can come here and it's showing me our options, you see? I can change its color, make it white, red, or any color I want. I can increase its size so it's visible, or make it smaller. See? I can make it dotted or dashed, and from the settings, it can also tell me that, hey, for instance, if I draw a horizontal line and want it to be at an exact price, it's currently at 0.1035, and I want to set it precisely. On the screen, 0.1037. It's hard for me to drag it up and down to find it, so I'll go to settings and enter it. Oh man, I have to delete all of this. 0.1037, 1, 0. On the screen, 0.99451. Where did it go? 945.1. Oh, it became 19. It's here. If I enter the exact number, the line goes right there. To delete it, I click it and hit the trash can. To clear everything on my chart at once, I use this trash can at the bottom. We've seen drawing lines, horizontal, vertical, and so on. We've seen all of these. Parallel channel is also useful for those who work in the field of classic analysis. It's even more suitable. Let me go to the 15-minute time frame for what's called drawing a channel. Meaning, in places where I see a bottom forming, it's moving, and the price has touched it several times. I can connect the bottoms, and if the tops are also aligned, a channel has likely formed for my price. I call this middle line the midline of the channel. Then there's the top and the bottom of the channel, as many classicists say. Okay, this is going to hit the bottom and the top of the channel and an uptrend. The price is moving based on this channel. So here I can try drawing a channel. I'll delete my channel now. Again, I can change the color and such, but guys, I won't explain too much so you don't get confused. The next section is the one that provides us with the Fibonacci tools. Well, I'm not going to teach you Fibonacci itself, but there are two of these tools in the Fibonacci section. Actually, I'm completely against Gann tools because he didn't even make a profit himself. Gann and his trades, let alone the fact that the tools he created made him more money. Like many of the instructors we have, he made more money from teaching than the market. Gann was the same way. He made more money from his tools than from his teaching. Fibonacci retracement. Let me go back to the daily time frame. Fibonacci retracement can tell me, let me give a brief explanation. How far is the price likely to correct? For example, I'll come and select this peak. Every price movement, a step where the price has gone from a peak to a trough, I'll drag this to this price trough. Fibonacci gives me a series of levels. Normally, I've gone ahead and changed this for myself. Now, and it shows that I've unchecked some of these levels. You can do the same as me. Here, I click on it. I go into settings. In the style section, I can click on any of the fibs that I want it to show me. They call them Fibonacci levels. Based on the ratio of the Fibonacci sequence, a Fibonacci ratio is obtained from it, and based on that Fibonacci ratio, a tool has come, used in technical discussions that says, look, if the price came from this peak to this trough, I expect it to correct to one of these levels. This or this or this or this or this, and the price will reverse from one of these lines. Now, what I use more myself, because it's 0.5 and 6/18, meaning 50%, either the price corrects, in my opinion, or it corrects 61.8%. So mostly, now in that strategy that I have and use more often, 0.5 and 61.8 are usable for me. Although you can't say Fibonacci alone is a reliable tool, and I should say, 100. For example, if the price reaches 0.5, it's going to reverse, or it's 61.8, it's going to reverse. As for the color and such, guys, look, I can change the color of my lines and many other things that you should go and fiddle with yourselves to learn more. Because until a person tries something themselves, they won't learn it properly. Fib 3.1, that's the next option. I don't use it, but many people do. Unlike the previous fib that showed the amount of correction, it said, look, we had a price movement. The price went up to where, is it gonna correct? It showed me this. This is the Fib extension. It's showing me the next step's movement. For example, what does this say? It says, connect a peak to its trough. Now, I think I'm still on retracement. It says, I connect the peak to its trough and its correction as well. See how much the style of this changed? What you see is also like this. Now, I've come and changed my Fibonacci style for myself according to the settings I have here. I made all the colors white. I actually removed its background entirely and also made the color of the levels I use all white. Now I'll click OK on this. See, this becomes 3 points. It's saying from this peak, it came to this trough. From this trough, it corrected to here. Now I expect where the price will move next. You see, it actually came to one of the levels it reacted to. 1, 2, 3. See? To this area that it reached, to this level. I mean, Fib can often provide us with good levels. Unlike many people, even though my own trading style is mostly focused on price action, I never, not even for a moment, question the classic style in technical analysis. In fact, I always respect and recognize its importance, even if I personally don't use it as my main approach. Okay, let me put this Fib back on this, and this one goes on the trend line. Well, I don't use patterns at all. Elliott, wave counting, and all that. Honestly, it's not that I don't believe in them, but I don't think they're practical when we can profit with much simpler tools in the market. And this one gives me the brush. What's the brush? For example, if I want to draw a shape somewhere or put an X, it's basically like a pencil. Now I'll hit back up here and remove these. I have a highlighter. Right now it's black, so you can't see it. I'll go into the settings and make it white. Any part of the chart I want. I can highlight it now. For myself, like if I'm teaching something or giving an explanation, I'll hit back on these two to clear them. So you see where the highlighter is? I want to draw an arrow, man. Look here, for example. Look at this, and so on. These are just shapes, guys. We don't use them much. What you'll probably use more is this rectangle for when I want to draw support and resistance. It's not a level, it's a zone. I use this rectangle for that. To show that in this area, for instance, I have an important level, an important zone, support or resistance, or some even use it for classic analysis. For example, they say a rectangle pattern has formed here. They draw it and say if it breaks out from the bottom or top, what will happen next? Now, the fill color here is a bit different for me. I can set it to 0 or increase it, okay? Using this opacity option in this section you see. I can also change the border color, make it green, for example. Got it? Anyway, you can draw with this rectangle. One thing I should say, I'm a bit obsessive and I tend to over-explain certain things. This one is for drawing paths. For those of us, our price action style is such that sometimes we draw the continuation of the trend, like we map it out for ourselves to see what we expect to happen, and this helps with that. I have text. I can open a text box here and write something in it. Nothing else here is really useful for us, images and so on, and this is a sticker. Like, I'll put a sticker here, so what? I'll delete it. The ruler is really handy because sometimes I want to set a stop loss. For example, I say my stop loss is here. I look and it shows me what percentage the price drops to this point. And if I move it to the right, it tells me how many candles ahead I've gone. If I want to count the candles, it tells me exactly how many candles from here to there. It says I've moved 47 candles ahead. What percentage did I go? Up in price? I've gone up 50%. How much is it to here? So the ruler helps me out here. I can zoom in using the mouse scroll wheel. What is this magnet do? Sometimes I want to draw a line. Look, see this? I'm moving my mouse to the right, okay? But you see the arrow snaps to the candle highs and lows. To draw my trend line more accurately, starting exactly from the tip of the shadow, I activate this. When I click, it lands exactly on it. And look at this line. As I get close, it's like something. Snaps it to the highs and lows of the next candles. Okay, it's useful for this, drawing trend lines, support and resistance, and so on. Though I don't use it much myself because I don't think the market and price movements are that precise. Unlike those who claim to hit exact points and all that, everything happens within ranges. The areas where traders are forced to make decisions or decide for themselves which position to enter is what matters. Well, this one hides things. It hides everything for me. Got it? It says, hey, hide everything I've drawn so far. It doesn't delete them. If I want them back, I click it again and everything returns. Now, I prefer to delete all of these. My chart got very messy. It looks like those beginners who throw everything they can onto their charts. Like if they could, they'd even add a plane photo to their analysis. Well, friends, we still have another video regarding TradingView, which will be the third video. And in that video, how to set up a watch list and a few points that were missed will be explained to you. I hope you found this video useful. Until the next video, goodbye, stay profitable and successful.